G'day guys, I'm up here in the Northern Territory doing some aerial platform feral pig shooting, aka out of a helicopter. This video, I would say, should have a fair bit of shooting in it, so let's jump into things. All the clips that you'll see of the aerial shooting on this video don't include the welfare checks on those animals, so we always spin around, go back and make sure that they're all ethically dead on the ground. You don't fly off and leave wounded animals out there. It is part of the procedures that we operate to. I put a post up on Facebook and Instagram the other day that we were out doing this aerial program, and there were a heap of comments, is it easy to shoot from a helicopter? Absolutely not. That bird is turning, sliding, bobbing up and down, add into the wind, that makes it even more erratic. The pigs are not running in a straight line because how uneven the terrain is. They're going over pig wallows and between things. It's really tricky. A lot of the shots are further than what you think. They're probably 50 to 80 metres because of the tree levels that are down in around some of the areas we're getting onto these pigs. I have to say with complete honesty, it's much trickier than I thought it would have been. It's some of the hardest shooting I've ever done. here today doing some aerial conservation pest control on the floodplains in the Northern Territory. So I'm here with General Manager of the Property Group, David Conley. So you can probably see around us there's a hell of a lot of damage here. It looks even worse from the air. So David's going to talk about a little bit of the benefits of these aerial programs that they're running privately on this station.
Well, thanks for coming up, Nathan. It's good to have you here. You know, we've asked Nathan to come up here and help us here on the Tipperary Group of Stations with some professional shooting. And you can see with the devastation on our floodplain, this is where we're trying to put our cattle. And it's just devastated by pigs. We've just got massive devastation by the feral pig on this floodplain. We've shot 795 pigs in 4 hours. It's just ridiculous, and they're still running out from underneath us. A couple of points I wanted to make is that we're using Nathan can talk about the platform we're using, but it's incredibly important for us to be able to use D-class weapons. We're firing from a helicopter as our platform. We can't get out onto this floodplain with vehicles. We can get out with buggies if we have to. It's terribly slow, but this time of the year is the best time of the year to trying to get rid of our pigs because they're congregated onto the edges of the floodplain, Nathan. Later as it dries out, they get right out onto the floodplain and just do this damage right across it.
It's a right mess out here, isn't it? That's the only way you can put it. It is an absolute mess. It looks like someone's been through here with heavy machinery with rippers on it.
Dug it up with a plough. That's what it looks like.
Absolute mess. And there's a lot of animals out here, so it's very important that these programs do operate. Can't stress that enough.
No, the important part for us is to be able to use a helicopter and use professional shooters to get these pigs so that and it's done cost efficiently for us, as well as time efficient, humanely. We tick all the boxes on it. But the big thing is that we're protecting these pristine floodplains. We can hear brolgers if I stop talking enough.
There's 3 there. There's 4 there. Like there's wildlife everywhere out here. It's certainly an area to conserve.
The pigs go through, eat all the eggs off the floodplain and just dig it up and wreck it. So it's really important for us to be able to rely on these fellas like Nathan to come out here and help us with our floodplain feral work, and it's hugely successful.
You're certified yourself. It's just getting the time as a general manager to come out and do this. So no, I'm happy to come up here and assist, mate.
Oh, it's been fantastic, and Nathan and his band of merry men, they make short work of it, so it makes it very efficient for us. Like managers of stations can't find the time usually to do it. We've got the certifications, but it's great to have professional blokes come and zap this and do it quickly.
Just back for a little bit of a fatigue break. I know it seems like a lot of fun out there doing that, and I won't lie that it is, but it's also very tiring. You're focused the whole time you're in the wind. There's a lot of sun, so the helicopter's gone to refuel. He'll have a break. We will reload all our magazines and ammo bags back into it again. It's hard to fathom how we're shooting these pigs on the floodplain, wiping out an entire mob. Often we only fly a few hundred metres and there's more pigs, they've still got their heads in the mud, zero f***s given. It obviously doesn't end all that well for them either. I have to admit the experience of flying over these floodplains without even the shooting is absolutely amazing. There's so much wildlife out there. There's millions of birds. We're over the top of those often, and there's just hundreds of animals lifting off underneath us. I don't know how many jabiru I've seen. There's a huge amount of plains animals out there. Crocodiles, well, they're everywhere. You certainly wouldn't want to go down and have a swim anywhere out there. It's a very big eye-opener to see how many of those big lizards exist out on that floodplain. Here we're flying with Pirate and the boys from Finnis River Helicopters. They've been fantastic to work with. The pilot certainly makes a big difference on these shooting programs. If they're good at the job, it makes what we have to do on the trigger so much easier. it's been an amazing result. In 4 hours we've shot nearly 800 pigs, so around the 200 an hour, including the transit in and out from the station to the floodplain. So phenomenal. The damage out there is incredible, in a bad way. So I hope you guys got a bit of insight out of that. We're going to continue now with a bit of thermal work. Overnight there's some areas that we can't aerial shoot, and in under this timber and stuff it's not so effective. Bucket and I will rip into that, so the video is not done yet. See how we go with it all. AKA helicopter based shooting for feral. Look at this Muppet. Bucket's just driven through my movie set in a little Suzuki and put dust all over me. He's amused with himself, as he probably should be. I think he's a bit childish, to be honest, but anyway. Oh, he's put plenty of dust over me.